Tonight on Q2, honoring our military.
Memorial Day, if you've ever served, it hits home. It makes you feel something about the people you've lost.
We'll take you to the Memorial Day ceremony in Laurel, remembering those who sacrificed it all. Plus, holding on to history.
But I want to help provide a kind of a guidebook to them.
A memorial has been added to One Billings Heights Park. We'll tell you why. And cooking up future success.
I had a lot of opportunities through the Department of Corrections, but never really had a grip on my recovery.
A new program helps women move from corrections to community. The MTN 530 News starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Memorial Day. I'm Andrea Lutz. We begin tonight with stories of service. On this Memorial Day, we remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice. The ceremonies often bringing inspiration to new generations and closure to others. Our David J. spent the day in Laurel, learning how one woman is helping our military families.
Family and friends coming out to the Yellowstone National Cemetery on Memorial Day. And it turns out there are some efforts out there to help identify remains and further help some of the families and honor more veterans. Veterans offer a toast in honor of men who served with them in the 592nd Ordnance Company.
These guys started a tradition, my friends here, other soldiers in the unit, started a tradition last year coming out here to honor our most recent fallen, Aaron Keever.
And others also remember and honor friends.
Family members, friends that are gone are never forgotten. And places like this are just a nice place to come, remember, reminisce.
Memorial Day this year felt a little different, however. The cemetery invited Dr. Renee Zielinski to speak. Zielinski is a scientific recovery expert for the Defense POW MIA Accounting Agency and uses DNA, dental records, and anthropological identification on unknown remains.
It is World War II, the Korean War, the Cold War, the Vietnam War, and current-day conflicts.
She's personally helped identify 2 Montanans already, including World War II vet Franklin Bennett from Glendive.
They found themselves both on the Bataan Death March, and they both were unfortunately perished in the Cabanatuan POW camp.
U.S. Army veteran James Mariska knows what identifying remains means to family, friends, and those serving in the military.
Missed Christmases and birthdays and anniversaries and graduations and everything else. They paid the ultimate sacrifice, and it's even worse when it's who you are, where you are.
The federal agency and its predecessor have been able to identify the remains of 3,300 individuals and estimates 81,000 are missing, with about half of those recoverable. In Laurel, David J., MTN News.
2 men have found a way to give new life to a piece of Billings history, restoring a historic sign and finding its new resting place in the Billings Heights. As Charlie Kleps reports, the location is fitting because of how Sacrifice Cliff got its name.
There's a new feature at the Earl Gus Park here in the Billings Heights, and as you can see behind me, it's this large sign that details the story of the place where the White Horse went down. It's an old tale and very historic, and after hours of work restoring the sign, it's finally visible for the public to see.
You have to trip over these things sometime to find them.
While it might not always be visible in today's something, it runs deep in yellow.
Try to preserve the tell as accurately as possible.
That's David Wanson Reed's main goal, but he certainly doesn't do it alone.
Every day I was doing something on it, you know, even if it was just a little bit.
This redwood sign required hours and hours of restoration, a tedious job handled by Bruce Larson.
It's a bit of a relic because they don't make redwood signs anymore. I wouldn't do just any old sign. You know, it's this sign.
The sign itself details the story of Native American warriors returning to their tribe and finding smallpox had infiltrated their families. Instead of letting them suffer, they blindfolded their horses and let everyone off of a cliff.
It's a devastating event at a critical time that just needs to be preserved. I mean, people need to know that.
The story points towards Sacrifice Cliff, an area south of the Yellowstone River in Billings. And while the exact cliff is unknown, this location is pretty accurate. The devastating story is one of thousands with roots right here.
It's the middle of anywhere. All trails lead to this place.
And after months of work, this story is visible for all to see.
The reward isn't for me. The reward is for the people of this area and visitors of this area to learn the lessons of the rich history that we have.
In Billings, Charlie Kleps, MTN News.
Sunshine, everything greening up nicely here as we take a look out towards the river valley. As temperatures today warming up, 72 was the warmest reading. Started off at 44. A top wind gust up into the 20s today. There's a lot less wind than we experienced just 24 hours ago. Statewide temperatures were in the 70s. The gold shaded numbers shows you the average for this time of the year. So we were right there, but the winds were significantly lower. We do have some areas with showers and thunderstorms across northeastern Montana here this afternoon, and that's really been the focus. Some lightning along with some of those storms and some pockets of rain. But showers and thunderstorms could increase in intensity in the coming days. We'll take a look at that with the forecast coming up.
If you're driving on Interstate 90 in Billings over the next week, you should expect some delays. Starting tomorrow, I-90 between North 27th Street to the Lockwood interchange will be down to one-lane traffic in both directions. It's part of the Yellowstone River project, and officials will also implement sporadic ramp closures and traffic control on the Lockwood interchange. The construction is scheduled to take about a week. A Billings-based program is helping incarcerated women transition back into the community. During their recovery, they're also learning valuable skills and gaining workplace confidence. Diane Parker has more.
Positively Montana is sponsored by Yellowstone Valley Electric Cooperative.
Here at Passages Pre-Release Center in Billings, there's a kitchen and it has a mission. It's providing structure for women to move from corrections to community.
We have a roast beef one that we did. We've got a couple of veggies and some gluten-free that we're going to do.
From sack lunch sandwiches to catered tenderloin crostini with chimichurri, this kitchen of 15 female chefs can cook just about anything.
Today we're doing 325 box lunches for the job fair.
Thank you. These chefs are 15 of 235 offenders residing at Passages, a women's pre-release and recovery center not far from the Montana Women's Prison. It's an alternative to jail designed to free up space, save taxpayer dollars, and create community reentry strategies for women like Maria and Megan.
They are two of the best that have came through here. They're really good.
I just did quite a few years over at the Montana Women's Prison because I love to cook.
I literally chose to come here because to be able to build the foundation of my recovery.
The 18-month apprenticeship program, 10. It prides itself on allowing women to walk out the door with money earned while on the job and a culinary certification.
They can go to just about any restaurant here in town, in Billings especially. We even do some fine dining stuff sometimes. So I've had a couple of them leave and go work at a couple fine dining places.
No surprise for a group of women gaining workplace confidence at places like the Capitol Rotunda. It's a program giving them another chance at a picture-perfect life. In Billings, Diane Parker, MTN News. A Billings man spends precious time keeping the blood pumping as a volunteer at the blood bank. This after he spent a lifetime teaching young minds in our community and serving our country. Tonight, Russ Riesinger introduces us to Pat Evans, a super senior who continues to stay active.
Super Seniors is sponsored by the following partners.
Time goes so fast, when you're having fun.
At least 2 days a week, you'll find Pat Evans volunteering here at Vitalant Donation Center.
Remember my saying, Frank, that I have to help you on your decision to get a cookie or a bag of chips or even this bulb. You could have asked me to do that.
From tidying up to putting out snacks to welcoming donors, Pat does it all. He's quite a draw at the blood bank.
We have donors that they know he's here Tuesdays and Thursdays. So they will schedule those days or come in when they know he's here.
Oh, I love the word phlebotomist. Isn't that a marvelous word? That's from ancient Greek. And it really means cutting into the bloodstream. I mean, literally, that's what it means.
It's not Greek, but Latin.
They're always satisfied into them.
It's also a treat to run into this super senior, who it seems has never met a stranger and is always ready to help out.
We really appreciate him coming in. He's just so much fun to be around, and it makes my day go quicker when he's here, just someone with and greet the donors with.
The quote is, "Arise each day ready to do your duty." And what is your duty? Whatever the day calls for.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
See you later.
Take care. Be sure to come back to us.
In Billings, Russ Riesinger, MTN News.
If you would like to nominate someone for our Super Senior segment, you can fill out a nomination form on our website, KTVQ.com. Still ahead on the MTN 530 News on Q2, worries over water. As the rivers rise, we have some helpful hacks to make sure everyone stays safe this summer. And later, we're diving into the political picture with primaries a week away. We break down the money in the state's U.S. Senate race. Stay with us.
The MTN 530 News continues right after this.